is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Roll. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, Grand Bahamas hotel room inventory is rebuilding. After being out of commission for several weeks, a number of rooms have reopened on the LUCAYAN Strip. As Kimberly Mullings tells us, this is good news for the industry that is currently struggling with limited rooms following last month's devastating hurricane.
The Grand LUCAYAN Resort was among the hotel properties on Grand Bahama that incurred extensive damage following Hurricane Matthew. The property was forced to close its doors for repairs, and now 1 month later, Lighthouse Point, one of the resorts on that property, is reopened. Director of Rooms at the Grand LUCAYAN, Roderick, Colebrook, says it was important for them to get back on track as quickly as possible.
We have 196 rooms, 6 suites, and activities are going on. People are coming in, and we just want to say that we're delighted that we were able to open after all that was going on. So Hurricane Matthew Category 4 really hit us, but we're resilient, and we were able to do so much work in a short amount of time to make sure our doors are open.
Colebrook noted that the staff as well as local contractors made it all possible for the Lighthouse Point to reopen in a timely manner, adding that guests who would have had reservations for other rooms on the property were all diverted to Lighthouse Point as necessary.
Everyone's happy and ready to get on to serve our customers coming here to the Lighthouse Point. It's one hotel, one property, and we made sure move them over here. So anyone who had reservations, they had the chance to be here with us at the Lighthouse Point. They're more than happy because we have our food areas open, our rooms are open, they're big and spacious.
The rooms director says Lighthouse Point is fully operational.
It's a case whereby we want to bring people to work. It's important that we get Freeport working, that we get the city back up and running, and show exactly how resilient we are. We were down but not out. Down but never out. And we're open, and I can't wait for people to more people that is to start coming in. Our occupancies are going up right now, and we're just so delighted right now and want to welcome everybody in.
Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
Well, as the Grand LUCAYAN Resort moves to keep a part of its resort functional during this restoration period, the Bahamas Hotel Managerial Association, the bargaining agent for members of the management staff at that property, is trying to lighten the financial burden as some of those managers have not returned to work to their full work schedule, that is, since the passing of Hurricane Matthew. President of the Trade Union Congress, Obie Ferguson, made this announcement.
$750 you pay every week. We got about 80 or 90 members in here, some in our neighborhood. When you multiply that out, and I give you a certain amount that they pay, and I told Kirk to ask the hotel not to pay your dues, deduct your dues for at least 2 weeks in addition to. I don't know if they've done it yet, right? But we have the view, when crisis, you got to make adjustments. It may consider to be insignificant, but it's not insignificant. So I'm certain Kirk will make sure that Mr. Smith and those are aware that for 2 weeks your dues will not be deducted.
Now, the BHMA also gave each of its members at the Grand LUCAYAN Resort a hurricane relief check totaling over $100,000. In other news, the Grand Bahama Power Company boasting of the restoration efforts of electricity in record time. Power was restored throughout the island within a 5-week period. In this report, the new Chief Operations Officer of the Grand Bahama Power Company talks about the way forward. Natalia Hall reports.
Archie Collins, Chief Operations Officer of the Grand Bahama Power Company, has been with the Emera Company for some 20 years. Collins, who moved to Grand Bahama only 2 weeks before Hurricane Matthew, says he's learned so much about the system, the business, and the employees in such a short time. He says despite the long hours at work, every affiliate of the Emera Company and even contractors found ways to give back to the island during the restoration process.
Emera Inc. has donated $15,000, which allowed us to distribute ice, water, snacks, and other cleaning supplies to needy residents, and also to supply a generator to the police station in the West End. In addition, there were many other acts of kindness that were offered by both the local and the visiting crews, and here's a sample of them. The Nova Scotia Power employees who were here pooled their money, I think they raised $1,000, to purchase building supplies which they delivered to the Lewis Yard Primary. Emera Utility Services, which is a maritime-based company up in Canada, those employees all donated 10 hours of their pay to benefit needy families.
He says during the restoration process, the power company took the opportunity to strengthen their transmission and distribution system.
The need to replace over 2,000 storm-damaged poles gave us the chance to upgrade our pole quality to Class 1, the thickest and strongest wooden poles that are available on the market.
In addition, the company will use 2017 to take further steps to improve reliability. Collins listed some of those steps.
We will be undertaking a full inventory of the entire system, which will require us to walk every transmission line and every distribution feeder to account for what's out there. This will allow us to know the age, the class, and the location of every pole, every wire, every guy, every transformer, and we'll use a best-in-class sampling program to develop a predictive tool to ensure that we replace poles that are susceptible to failure before they fail.
The COO says rebuilding and repairing the island's electrical system comes as a cost, but the company will go before the regulator soon to discuss how to move ahead.
Our goal will be to recover this cost over time and at a pace that we believe will not result in abrupt or unreasonable changes to the all-in power rates that consumers enjoy today.
The new COO thanked the GB Port Authority, Sanitation Services, local businesses, and the residents of Grand Bahama for their random acts of kindness, patience, and support during the restoration period. It's Talia Hall, ZNS Network News.
It has been a reoccurring issue for taxi drivers for some time now. And once again, taxi cabs parked at the Freeport Harbor were vandalized and items stolen. Cab driver and president of City Cabs, James Kemp, says the latest incident took place just this week.
The cars are broken, almost 20-something batteries. Where we can get it from? I just spent almost $300 on a battery. That's gone. 2. Where I can get it from? I haven't had a job in 3 months.
And I understand that this happens often.
Very often. And they put us out there. As you see where the cars are there in the bushes, anyone can come over the hill and steal them. And then the port say they're not responsible. But I'm a licensee of the port and I don't have any place to park.
Kemp says that since the hurricane, cab drivers were relocated from the normal parking lot to a smaller lot. He says because of this, a number of drivers were forced to park outside of the fence, and this may have placed their vehicles at a greater risk.
Half of the space is gone. This is where the cabs used to park. All is gone. Okay? We got this little jam up space here. Just the other night, 2 days ago, we parked from here. You see, you don't have any space for nothing. You have 600 plus cabs on the island, and this is a space for maybe 100, if that. Where are you going to park? The space is gone. Where do you go?
In news from the crime beat, 4 males are in police custody after they were found in possession of a quantity of suspected marijuana. Yesterday morning, officers of the Drug Enforcement Unit, acting on information, went to the Grand Bahama International Airport General Aviation Terminal, where a twin-engine airplane had just landed with 4 passengers on board. Officers, upon searching their luggage, discovered 12 pounds of suspected marijuana. All 4 passengers, including the pilot, were arrested for possession of dangerous drugs with the intent to supply. Now, they are expected to be arraigned before the court early next week. Stay with us, there's more news right after this.